Hello, and welcome to the second webinar in our Lunch and Learn series related to document and content management. The first set of topics in this ongoing program will focus on the concept of what is, and will cover a variety of topics such as what is document capture, what is forms processing, what is software as a service. You get the idea. The objective of the series is to familiarize you with the various concepts, technologies, and applications for document management. My name is Raymond Wasner. I'm the Managing Director of Calabria, and I will be your presenter today. You'll also note that the Tech Info Center site is a knowledge base that can help you get the right answers to questions you have about document content and enterprise content management. You can research products, ask questions, and learn. We trust you'll recommend the site to friends, colleagues, and business associates as a great resource. Our Calabria site is our consulting and research center where, for an annual fee of $495, you can learn even more. An easy way to remember the difference between the two is that the Tech Info Center site focuses on what, and the Calabria site focuses on how. If you want to get advice on how to go about doing document management, you should sign up today at calabria.com. Before we get started, I want to point out that we have a diverse audience registered for this original webinar of both advanced and also beginners who are likely to listen to this recording. So please bear with me as I try to meet the information needs of both and talk on multiple levels. As some of you may know, I've been actively working as a consultant in the ECM industry for nearly 27 years. I've seen many people take credit for things that others did, so every chance I get, I like to give credit where credit is due if I happen to know something different than what is widely believed. The term document capture was coined by a gentleman and friend named David Black, who wrote a book called Document Capture for Document Imaging Systems in the early to mid-90s. He's now a very successful venture capitalist working for a VC firm called Oak Investment Partners. He's also quite brilliant. In his book, he outlined how an effective document capture system could be created in order to get lots of paper into computer systems that were not designed to work with that data type. He developed the concept of architecting a capture subsystem as something that had to be structured to perform a series of processes, and he outlined the steps in that process. His ideas were taken on by a number of software developers who created software that could perform all of those steps, giving us the capture management software products we have today. The first such product was created by a team of developers working under the direction of our very own Dave Lackness, who as president of Kodak's Imagery Business Unit created a capture software product that was licensed to Kofax to sell into the Novell, remember them, dealer channel to allow Novell networks to accept images. That software concept and code then went on to become Kofax Ascent Capture, now Kofax Capture. So why document capture? Well, David Black came up with the concept because it was too difficult to have computers work with document images as file objects, mainly due to the inherent weaknesses of all involved technologies. Scanners were underpowered and were nothing more than mechanical devices with a camera in them. They could only run at speed if nothing else was happening. Computers were underpowered, and no one computer could really do all the image work to rasterize an image at speed. Networks, too, were underpowered in that you could not move the amount of data an imaging system required without dramatically impacting network functionality. Indeed, one of the main roles of the capture front end was to perform all the image scanning, rendering, and indexing operations on their own network segment in order to avoid burdening the underpowered networks. Imaging systems were geared towards the production space. So what that means is that you try to get lots of paper into computers very quickly. The idea of breaking the job of scanning, enhancing, indexing, and releasing images down into those individual steps could make the process doable by using multiple computers, multiple software products, until the eventual arrival of a single capture management platform, and you would have individual control over those processes. It also made the capture process a separate subsystem within the image system environment, paving the way to have all of the capture functions managed by a single software platform. The capture process has evolved over the years, and this chart has been modified many times by vendors. This is the basic concept that David outlined in his book. There's also a lot more to it than we have room for on this slide, but for all intents and purposes, the capture process breaks down to 4 key steps. It's the same no matter what software you use. Each of these steps has a series of sub-steps, and that's where the differences in capture management software come into play. Each capture software solution available on the market today specializes or has strengths in these and many more of the sub-items labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H here. What we're showing are the most common vendor-independent steps in the capture process. So, in other words, the universal truth. Documents are prepared for scanning in step 1. The act of scanning takes place in step 2. The document images have now been rendered and are corrected for proper on-screen viewing and OCR purposes. That's the image enhancement. Then the documents in step 3 are indexed either manually, automatically, or whatever, and can be automatically classified. And then in step 4, they are released to the target ECM platform. Let's go through the steps individually just to get an idea of what's involved in each of them. The document preparation, of course, is a completely manual process. You'd be amazed how many different types of paper fasteners there are out there, but you have to remove them, group the documents into batches. You might even have to put the staples back. So software can't have much of an impact here. Scanning is, of course, the act of taking a picture of the document. We use the word picture in order to make it simple to understand. So the camera inside the scanner takes a picture of the document. That picture is converted into a digital format. It's rasterized. And in some cases, some highly intelligent algorithms take over and enhance the image automatically. In other words, the enhancement is manually controlled. In other cases, the enhancement is manually controlled and then made as a preset for other documents like it. In any event, what happens is that the computer has the ability to look at the quality of the image and either automatically correct it or allow you to play with a series of sliders and create a preset that then all subsequent documents will have the same level of enhancement. Then you make sure that everything is okay. If you do not have to rescan the document, rinse and repeat, as we like to say. For indexing, once the image has been scanned, it is ready to be indexed. Manual indexing is filling out a form or a property sheet about the image, much like the public library indexes books with a card catalog. There are, of course, automatic indexing schemes as well that can extract selected content from inside an image. We generally refer to this as zonal OCR. Conversely, the entire text of an image can also be extracted. Some software can even automatically classify documents by type. They can look at it and say, this one looks like that one, and group them together with other like content. Needless to say, there's a great deal of additional sophistication that most capture software or high-quality capture software is capable of performing within the realm of automatic extraction and within the realm of classification.